One of the biggest changes recently in personal injury claims is the introduction of what's called qualified one-way cost shifting. This is commonly referred to as QOCS. Pre-April 2013, where a claimant brought a claim against the defendant and the claim failed, the claimant would be responsible for the defendant's legal costs. Qualified one-way cost shifting was introduced to prevent claimants from having to pay the opponent's costs if their claim was unsuccessful. Having said that though, there are exceptions to this rule. I'm here to discuss one of those key exceptions, and that is fundamental dishonesty. Fundamental dishonesty is essentially a claim which is brought by a claimant which has a large element of untruth to it. There are, for example, situations whereby claimants will exaggerate the nature of their injury, how the injury occurred, the extent of their financial losses. So prime example would be if, for example, you claim as part of your claim that you have hired a cleaner due to the extent of your injuries. You therefore produce invoices and claim for those invoices. The reality is, however, you haven't hired a cleaner and you haven't obtained any invoices. Another example would be if you're claiming that you have suffered a mobility issue. For example, you've broken your leg and you're saying that's inhibited your ability to go to the gym. What will be quite common now is defendants will hire surveillance footage, or they will go into your social media to see whether what you're claiming is actually the case. If it is found that you have brought fraudulent claims, then the court does have the power to invoke cost orders against you, and that way removing the qualified one-way cost shifting. And the courts then have the power to award costs against you, and you could be liable for costs. Our advice therefore to you is quite simply, do not exaggerate your claim. Only claim what is legitimately real to you. There's no need to go over and beyond. The court will look at your personal circumstances and will not necessarily always enforce a cost order against you. However, it is not worth the risk.